Howdy gang, Frankie Day here. Okay guys, today's video is the final reveal for Mach models 172 PB2Y-3 CORONADO flying boat. Okay guys, she's all done. I had her done last night, probably around 3 o'clock in the morning. And got her properly displayed on her baseboard with a simulated asphalt, type of tarmac setting on there. Nothing fancy, nothing special, just something different. And when it comes to scenery and stuff like that, guys, Frankie Day don't do too good of a job. So I can always learn, but this right here will do for this. Okay guys, we'll discuss the kit in general before we review the final reveal of the mighty Coronado. Okay guys, anybody's associated has Mach 172 models in their stash, anything to do with them, of course you guys understand that the instructions are just nothing but just exploded views and paint call outs, nothing. And so that's when reference comes in, like the internet or books, anything will come in. Their kits are overpriced and they're junk. There's on the Coronado, the moldings of the panel lines and everything on it is excellent. No complaints there at all. And an overall view and perspective, it's spot on. Construction of the kit is a lot of filing and sanding. You got to use your emery boards, file boards, whatever you got. You got to make sure all those parts fit precise before gluing. The plastic like that's almost resin-like. It's all like that of the Heller HMS Victor kit in scale 1/100. Anybody's got that kit in their stash, or anybody's ever built Heller kits before, their plastic is quite foreign compared to Airfix and America and the rest of the kits. And I don't know what kind of styrene to use, but it's pretty brittle and it's a lot to work with before you build a model. Okay guys, this thing is 1941. They just now changed it from natural aluminum fuselage with a chrome yellow wing, which is known as the colorful Coronado, and a colorful aircraft of that vintage, that age, back in the gallant, beautiful 1930s, when the beautiful looking biplanes had yellow wings and gray silver fuselages and very colorful chevron markings, tail bands, cowling bands, and all that stuff was deleted because the militarists of the United States Navy and the military in general knew that war was imminent, but whom is questionable. But they more or less, we practice wartime measures of camouflage too. So this Coronado here does in the circa of 1941. It's painted in navy gray blue. It's actually, this is one of the first blue colors ever incorporated on a naval aircraft. Because you got to realize, guys, in 1941 and 42, the United States Navy were fiddling around with experimenting around with camouflage using blues, different hues. So what they did on navy blue is they had a hint of green into it. What I did, it kind of more or less brought the tone more brilliance to almost like a green color. And of course with salt air and immersion, the color didn't stay that color very long, and then eventually turned into like a really light faded weathered sea blue. And by 1940, late 1942, they start going to the tricolor scheme with non-specular sea blue on top, intermediate blue on the sides, and also your off-white on the bottom. And that was pretty the mainstay of the camouflage until 1944 or up to 1945, and most naval aircraft were all just painted just dark sea blue color. But in general, this is a good kit, guys. I'm not trying to scare you away from it, but I was trying to let you know what you're running into when you build this here kit. You got to have a file board handy, a lot of sandpaper, filler, and patience. And patience will prevail into a beautiful looking model. Okay, guys, we're going to take a look at the mighty Colorado over here in the wartime colors of sea blue, of gray sea blue gray. Whatever, guys, here she is. Well, come on over here and take a gander at this beautiful looking bird. There she is, guys. The Coronado was not a very pretty airplane. She's more or less nothing but a dumb, slow, sluggish flying boat. And when the PB-Y came in by Consolidated Aircraft Company by 1937, the PB-Ys were being mass produced by the hundreds, and the United States Navy took them immediately. They knew they had some kind of value, and they were a beautiful flying boat. They were the mainstay throughout World War II, and when the post-war was over with, they used them in the Korean War, and also private enterprises had them too, as collectors and museums. And the Coronado, excuse me, guys, the Coronado came into view right after the Catalina. When the Catalina was made, they knew there was much more need for bigger flying boats. So what they knew, a lot of stuff they learned on the construction of the Catalina, they could change and vary away from the Catalina and make the PB2Y Coronado flying boat. And the first Coronado prototype came out with a single tail, and the cantilever shaped type wings always remained, also with the retractable wing floats also was incorporated, like that of her earlier cousin, the PB-Y Catalina. The Coronado came out, it actually was by 1938, the United States Navy adapted to them. They took a contract up for 215 examples of these aircraft. So a Consolidated Aircraft Company only made 215 Coronados, guys. Out of the 215 Coronados, all that's left is only the sole survivor, and that's Howard Hughes' ex-Coronado. That was located in Long Beach and San Pedro, California. I used to see it in the North Field all the time. I walked up to it a couple times and just glazed at it a few times, and finding it was a big airplane. And went back to the ship. And so this aircraft right now it's displayed in the Navy Aviation Museum in Pensacola, Florida. And you'll find the Coronado there painted in the traditional color of navy sea blue. When it's like a darker sea blue than this, much miles darker. This Coronado right here, the station Alameda Naval Air Station. Now San Diego station in San Diego had orders to fly Admiral Nimitz to Pearl Harbor to relieve Admiral Husband Kimmel for dereliction of duty at Pearl Harbor, which the man was a scapegoat and vilified for. And the range of the PB2Y Coronado was 1,170 miles, and a PB-Y Catalina had a range of 2,115 miles. And Hawaii is 2,218 miles away from the coast of the United States of America. So she was refueled by seaplane tenders, by the USS Ajax. And after she took on the fuel there and supplies, they flew to Pearl Harbor. And Admiral Nimitz revealed what's left of our 7th Fleet, destroyed by the Empire of Japan, shook his head, clucked his tongue, and rest is history. The Coronado flying boat was a very, very versatile flying boat, fellas. She was good as for medevac, air ambulances, transports, patrol bombers. Excellent for patrol bombers. Along with her PB-Y cousin, they go together like two peas in a pod when it comes to hunting U-boats. And underneath the wings, there's bomb bays in there where they carry torpedoes and mines and bombs. And of course, she's loaded. She's got 6 .50 calibers. The dorsal bubble, where the dorsal turret was located at, was removed, and they went ahead and put a Bendix turret on top of the center of the fuselage to replace the early gondola type blister that was used. And the side windows that were on the side of the fuselage, that looked like a glass, looked like a bird cage more or less. They were deleted and paired in with the fuselage. So that was the PB2Y-2. This is the PB2Y-3 model, which incorporated the removal of the waist windows and also the blister that fit on top of the fuselage. And this airplane was painted, I mixed my own color myself using Federal Color chips, guys, and it came out real good. I'm very pleased with the paint scheme on it. It's spot on. And I gave it a good coats of wash, let dry, rubbed here, rubbed there, and it came out nice. And so this is the Grand Mighty PB2Y Coronado flying boat by Consolidated Aircraft Company. And like I say, guys, she wasn't no pretty airplane, but she does have her own form of glamour because she's a flying boat. And flying boats are very glorious, glamorous for their day. And by the 1950s came in, it kind of changed things for the mighty flying boat. They more or less with the piston and jet aircraft, that land aircraft that could fly equally as long as these flying boats, and besides, they could use them more. They had no use for them. So they, unfortunately, the mighty Coronado went to the hands of the scrap heap and to the dismantler's torch that were melted down to ingots to make anything out of aluminum. And like I say, there's only one of these left. That's in Pensacola, Florida. So anybody headed that way or live there, you go there, adventure, and take a look at that beautiful looking flying boat. It deserves a good look-see. Okay, guys, we'll see the camera around here and finish up the video here. Okay, fellas, I gotta go to the store and get a few groceries here and there, and a few things for Mama San and for me. Then I'll get back and finish up my flycatcher. So probably later on this evening sometime I'll have the final reveal for the ex-Ringo, now Lindbergh ferry flycatcher. And it shouldn't take too long to put the fuse wire on on the wings and everything for the completion of the build. And they do give you a wire kit, which is pretty good. Okay, guys, this terminates video number, let's see here, video 3. Yes, video 3, the final reveal of Mach models 172, PB2Y-3 Coronado flying boat by Consolidated Aircraft Company, circa 1941. And so next final reveal will be in the flycatcher. Then I'll start turn 2 in the Wimpy, my Wellington bomber, and get that shaken. Then I was thinking about maybe working on this here too, guys. I took this out of the stash pile a while ago. Did a little spring cleaning, get my stuff. I'm going to take inventory, see what I got, what I don't have. On this Airfix Armstrong Whitworth Whitley Mark V bomber. And matter of fact, Airfix releases the duplicate kit of this in the Coastal Command colors. So I'm thinking about going down to Smitty's Hobby Shop today and picking that up. So it'd be double your pleasure with this. So this is going to be along with the Wellington bomber that I'll be doing. All the airplanes all caught up, except Clint, the Mad Modelers, and my buddy build of the Revell 132 scale F4 Phantom. I decided to go ahead. I'm not going to paint it. I'm not going to paint it and decal it the way it's illustrated on the box. I don't like the farewell decals. I like this thing United States Navy all the way. Either a Vietnam vintage. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and paint United States Navy. I'm going to order me a set of decals for it and go onward. So right now it's laying idle. It's over there, and it'll stay there until I get to it. And USS Ward will take shape too, probably another month from now, and get on that and get her going. So right now what's shaking on the building board is a Wellington bomber, and I'll be working on this this Armstrong Whitworth Whitley bomber by Airfix. A beautiful kit, guys. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Airfix, they're putting them out nice. They're sweet. They're beautiful. Okay, guys, this is it for me for now, and so stay tuned for the Fairy Flycatcher final reveal. It'll be this evening sometime. So be sure don't miss that video. And the following videos the following week will be on the Wellington and also the Armstrong Whitley. And so this concludes video 3, Mach 172 models, PB2Y-3 CORONADO flying boat. And Frankie signing off. Make Mama happy, happy modeling, please subscribe, and the best thing of all, guys, Happy New Year. Let's get some models shaking here, boys. Okay, guys, Frankie out of here. Catch you guys next video. Bye, gentlemen.